especially again with the brutal cold we've been seeing recently, I'm sure a lot of these are happening, the space heaters, and unfortunately maybe leading to some fires. So question 3, this is from Katherine in Providence. Are space heaters and heated blankets dangerous to have in your home? She says she's heard they're unsafe and could start fires. So first with that, I will say, I think it's a two-part question of not necessarily it's dangerous to have.
They're not unsafe to have, but anything unattended is unsafe. And we've talked to several fire departments who have echoed that sentiment, that it's okay to have space heaters and things of that nature, but you want to make sure that you're not going to sleep with them on and that they're not left unattended when you're not home, especially.
Right. And so, Katie, we have this graphic here that we can look at. So these are home fire hazards, and there's, of course, many of them when it comes to winter weather. But first and foremost, I put down candles because I feel like that's one way that people want to warm up sometimes, or just, whether it's the festive reasons around the holidays, using candles. Of course, they could spread. One of your pets could knock them over. That's one issue there. Cooking as well, stove tops, leaving the heat on too long or walking away to do laundry or something.
And with ovens, one thing I spoke with Deputy Fire Chief in Seekonk was to never use your oven as a heating source.
Yes, good point.
Because some people may do that if it's really cold and maybe their heat is off or whatever various reasons are. That is never a safe option to use your oven as a heating source.
Especially when you're going to bed, leaving it overnight. It's one thing maybe, if you're around and you're keeping an eye on it, like you're cooking food, that's one thing, but never do it overnight while you're sleeping. Dangerous things there. Next, which again, this leads us to the space heater part of the question. Yes. So this one is, you don't want to ever leave them unattended, but running for a long period of time, you want to make sure that the cords are properly, plugged into the ones that can actually handle the heat and the amount of energy used to keep it going.
And you want to keep a 3-foot radius around the entirety of it. You don't want to have any blankets near it, any flammable items, because those could catch fire.
Yeah, and actually you can see on the graphic there, it's the #1 cause of house fires, again, mainly in the winter months and then the colder months because of, most of the time you're at home, you're most likely probably trying to keep warm somehow, and, that's just, they're unsafe when left unattended. We'll leave it at that. Then finally here, also electrical fires, which is, again, one of those higher ones during the winter months that lead to home fires. And you can see, the wires lead to, whether they're old or they're, just
exposed
in bad condition.
Old power strips, things like that. Again, if left unattended or if there's kind of an unsafe handling of that, those things can catch fire pretty easily.
Right, and it's just one of those things where, I feel like sometimes it's back in the back of the mind, like you don't think of those things on a daily basis. I know for a fact I don't. But it's always good to keep in mind, want to keep those.
Yeah, but the short answer is no. Heated blankets and space heaters are not unsafe. It's just something you don't want to just leave on, especially if you're not at home.